Hey guys, this is Gus. You're watching Hardware Unplugged. Today we're checking out the High-Star Elite Series Mousepads de Mirai. So first, let's talk about the packaging. So it comes in a flat box. I like the the quality of the packaging is actually pretty sweet. In the back, you can see the dimensions of the mousepad and the design, which I think looks pretty freaking clean if you ask me. Over here, you see the technical details. It does say it has authentic Poron in the bottom. That's the base. And it's made of a hybrid material and it has enhanced stitching, but we're gonna go ahead and unbox it and check it out. Okay, let me give you guys a close-up right there. Let's go ahead and unbox it. Okay, now just to be transparent, High-Star did send this mousepad out, but that's not gonna affect our review in any way, right? But this is just a first impressions of the mousepad. Here is the mousepad. You do get a tag over here in the bottom, right? It says High-Star, and in the back you see the number that was assigned to you. So only 300 of these mousepads were made. So we got number 180 out of 300. Pretty freaking cool if you ask me. As far as I can tell, this feels like actual Poron. Is it actual Poron? I don't know, right? They claim it's actual Poron, so I'm gonna go ahead and take their word for it. Super duper sticky. Look at that. It's pretty damn sticky. It will not move while you're playing. At least on my desk. I don't know how other desks will do, but this one stays pretty freaking firm on my desk. Then again, I don't have a whole ton of problems with my desk and other mousepads lying around, unless they're real bad, or the old HYBRID mousepads. Those mousepads tend to slide around a little bit, place, but this stays put. Now this is squishy. This is pretty squishy. I would say this is like a soft. I wouldn't say it's an extra soft, but it is soft. Between the PureCheck P51 in terms of squishiness, this is a little squishier, I want to say. Yeah, this is squishier. Okay, so this is indeed a hybrid surface. Let me see if the camera can pick that up. Yeah, as you can tell, it's a hybrid material, and I don't have an issue with hybrid material at all. We've just seen it a lot. It's a safe material. It's well balanced overall for the most part. The only other hybrid material that really stands out would be the Auto Control 2. That mousepad is super fast, really slippery. I like that mousepad, but the problem with the Auto Control 2 is that after a while it does slow down and basically becomes in the Auto Control Plus, and durability on the Auto Control 2 isn't the greatest. But this one, let me see how what the performance is. So far, just moving side to side, it feels like an Auto Control Plus, right? It doesn't feel overly slippery like an Auto Control 2, but it's a hybrid mousepad. You know, what else can I say? The only thing to do is to test it in game and see how it performs, see if I can notice anything different right out of the box. But yeah, let's go ahead and play some Apex and see how the mousepad performs. Alright, so I've been trying the High-Star Mirai for a couple of hours now. Even Carlos has had the chance to try it. Here's what he thinks about the mousepad. Oh no! I hit 90.
I like it, man. I like how fast it is. I like how you call it, how low staticky friction it kind of is, you know, as opposed to other regular cloth pads. But it still kind of has, you know, again, right, like it still has that retain of that like cloth like type of feel when it, you know, in a sense of like, you know, you can kind of still stop. So it has like that little bit of break. I feel like pads like this are just perfect for tracking games. So, you know, there's a reason why the All Control Plus is like arguably one of the most popular pads in the entire world, honestly. Munson fabric pads and like they're just fucking good, dude, right? Like you know, and we've said this already before in videos so many times, right? It's hard for you to up a hybrid pad. Like there's a reason why companies when they make a new or when they're starting up, they go with hybrid pad services because they're just good. You know, the quality itself. You know what's funny is I can't feel the stitching, but I want to say it's because that's just how thin like the pad is. So it's not your normal 3 millimeter, right? Maybe that's why I could kind of feel stitching just like I can feel it, you know, like it doesn't bother me, but like I know that it's there, even though it's tiny stitching, right? You know, I am able to still feel the stitching somewhat. Does it bother me? No. Do I know it's there? Yes. So the base itself, surprisingly, you know, surprising or not, it moves just like a tad bit, but it only moves like if I really wanted it to move. So if I go on my left and right, and if I put some pressure, like, you know, it does move, but when I was playing right now, it didn't, you know, it didn't move at all. The squishiness, I didn't think I was gonna like the squishiness, but to be honest with you, I didn't feel myself pressing down on the mouse pad hard enough for me to feel this, for me to feel the squishiness on the pad. So when it comes to it being firm, you know, I really kind of didn't mind. I know that there's people out there that they press their, you know, they press their mouse down on the pad. Yeah, I haven't done that yet, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say that the firmness on it didn't bother me. So everything I like. So basically, I like the pad. I haven't ran into any issues. Those are some concerns though. You know, maybe somebody might press a little too hard on their, you know. But I haven't really experienced anything that will in terms of that. So that's that. I've been really enjoying my time with it. It's pretty good. So those are my thoughts.
And yeah, basically I feel the same way. It does offer this like low static friction, but you also have that same control that every other hybrid mouse pad offers. So I compare the HYBRID MOUSEPAD pad with 3 other mouse pads. I compare it with the Locust Korai, the Artisan Heian, and the Padsmith First War mouse pad. So out of the 3, the performance feels very similar to the Locust Korai. With the exception that the Locust Korai, the quality in that mouse pad isn't the greatest. I'm gonna show you guys some pictures of the Locust Korai. It is a little wavy because it was rolled in the box. The base, it's the standard base, right? It does move around quite a bit on my desk. And the stitching, right? The stitching on that mouse pad isn't the greatest. But that's what you would expect out of a $30 mouse pad, right? So the First War mouse pad from Padsmith. So that one is actually squishier than this pad, right? But it is thicker than the HYBRID pad. I think the HYBRID pad is around 0.5 millimeters thick, which is why it doesn't feel too squishy bottom out quite quick, right? And compared to the Artisan Heian, so the Artisan Heian does feel a little bit faster than the HYBRID pad, but not by much. But then again, that mouse pad, we used it for around 4 months straight, right? So it is pretty worn out, whereas opposed to the HYBRID is brand new. In terms of quality, the only thing that's better on the Artisan Heian than this mouse pad, the HYBRID pad, will be the stitching. At this point, I don't know how Artisan does it. So many companies have tried to perfect that Artisan stitching and make it just as good, but we haven't had any other company come out and make the stitching as solid and as thin and as awesome looking as Artisan, right? So aside from that, the base is awesome. They even managed to put a print on this surface. I did hear that putting a print on Poron is very difficult, just because heat pressing the surface on a mouse pad that has Poron is very difficult and it causes the Poron to melt, right? So I don't know how HYBRID did it, but they managed to get it done, and I have to give them props for that. So if you like the First War, the Locust Korai, the All Control Plus, but you want a more premium version of those pads, the HYBRID pad would be the one to choose. And on top of the quality, it also has a print on it. So if you're looking for that, well, there you go. So yeah guys, that's pretty much it. If you guys want to pick up the high start pad, I'm gonna leave links down below. This is Gus from Hardware Unplugged, signing out.